What's going on? Let's keep this conversation going. The context is important. The content is unfortunate and tragic, but worthy of discussion. I think that a lot of the comments I read, and some of my favorite comments that I read, aren't really the comments so much that say, hey, we appreciate you as a man getting it. I will always appreciate nice words like that. Please don't stop saying kind things to me. Like, I love when y'all say really nice things that validate the work being done here. I think what I really appreciate is I would have never found this song and I'm a woman. So that says a lot. Like that comment right there where it's like, oh, why did YouTube hide this from me? How did I never know about this song? It's crazy. It took a man for me to see this. I actually really like those comments, if not like the same, but I really like those comments because it shows that I am in a pocket that I definitely wouldn't have found this music if it wasn't for you all. I expect women to relate to this music. I expect women and girls and you all to find these songs and to discuss it in your circles and, you know, and to embolden and empower yourselves. I don't ever expect men to do it. Nobody in my friend groups are sharing songs like this. Like, so this is my pocket where I feel like I'm kind of having the seat at the table a bit with you all. And it's been very nice to kind of be like, okay, it's vulnerability time. It's honesty time where I'm giving grace and I give you all grace. And I think that is what I always appreciate the most. So thank you all for that. And with that, I say, let's jump into it. We don't have to make this intro really long. A lot of y'all asked me to do this one a while ago when I did the doll people and said, this is your next one. You got to do above the neck. I think you all also said us and pigs. I'm not sure. Let me know if I should still do that one. Watch the answer like be a resounding obvious yes. But I think above the neck was asked for more. And so we're going to jump in here as always, no context. I can't even guess what the song would be about being called above the neck. Even if I tried, I can't. So let's lock in. Let's see what she's talking about. And let's see if it'll breed a little discussion. Sofia Isella, above the neck. Yuck. What is that? So this is already different from the doll people.
Everything above the neck, everything but the imitation of youth must be given up at the desk. Everything but the look that sells. You're 12 looking 20, you're 20 looking 12, and you're tight and you're baby and you're sexy about it, and you're subtle and doe-eyed in a toddler's outfit, and her eyes are crossed and big and bright and bug, and she withers around like a salty slug. There's a beautiful balance to realize and reach when the women act like both a child and a sex beast, men are titillated by that delicate line between sex song and nursery rhyme. Over time, you'll not remember normalcy, because the normalcy is...
Y'all have to understand something about me. And if you late to it at this point, hey, catch up, read the comment section. When I smile like that, when I hear really cool shit, I am such a fan of spoken word and poetry that it doesn't matter what you're saying. If you say a really clever bar, or like I call everything a bar, when you say a really clever line like that, or you say something that's real, impactful, and insightful like that, that's my initial innate response. Now, I pivot and realize what she's saying is fucking disgusting. That is fucking disgusting. That is such a hard bar, and it is so gross. She said, hold on, men are titillated by that delicate line between sex, song, and nursery rhyme. That is wild, man. Like this infatuation with infantilizing women, or like treating these women as if they're young girls. But here's what's crazy though, right? Here's what's crazy, because now my mind is moving a mile a minute, and here's what's crazy, and this one's probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but it's wild because I'll go on TikTok, right? Which I fucking hate that app, but I'll go on TikTok and I'll see all these stupid ass think pieces and all these articles where women will be supporting women who are clearly infantilizing themselves for whatever reason, for the sake of women empowerment, or well, there are women so they can do that. Well, there are girls where we didn't really ask what guys thought. She's doing it for the girlies. And I'm like, you all are contributing to the patriarchy. And I don't think people are ready to have that conversation where if I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'll go on TikTok and I'll scroll and it'll be like these 35-year-old women, or it'll be these 40-year-old women fucking clicking their nails and sucking out of their Starbucks cups using Gen Z terms with their tight skirts, talking about fucking Hello Kitty and shit. And I'm like, you realize, one, you're contributing to the problem with this, right? I personally don't find anything empowering about that. And that is usually where I bow out, because I like to leave it to women talking about women things. I'm only here to observe, give my opinion, and go the fuck away until I'm asked. When you show me that feminist bat signal, I'll show up. But usually my male ass doesn't stay in women's spaces. But I'll see them, like women arguing about it. And I'm just sitting there going, yes, you're right. That does contribute to the patriarchy. Like, this is fucking weird that you don't see that there's something wrong with you being 49, acting like you're 18. Like, that's fucking weird. I get that the song is more talking about how men it kind of ruin that youth and take that youth. And that is absolutely the majority issue and problem. But I just had to go on that quick tangent because I've seen it happen time and time again, where sometimes that women empowerment is almost contributing to the patriarchy. And I'm like, aren't we all supposed to be on the same side as to what is actually contributing to it and what isn't? I say all that to say this line is fucking gross. It just made me think about a bunch of stuff. Y'all know I'll be going on tangents sometimes, but that's a fire line. That is when the women act like both a child and a sex beast. Yeah, we talked about that in Labor. Feed us your girls. It's fucking disgusting.
I'm a sex beast,
fucking weird.
Titillated by that delicate line between sex, song, and nursery rhyme.
That's so dope, though.
You'll not remember normalcy because normalcy is what you see repeatedly. So there will be nothing to miss. It must be so relieving for you to hear this.
Hey, she cool. Doing this as a poem is kind of it's kind of dope.
If I mimic sex like some kind of clothed recreation, slightly alter your emotional situation, if I transform into masturbation motivation, something that's more open to interpretation, all of us.
I ain't gonna lie, that almost passed the goosebumps test, y'all. I almost got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was dope. That was dope. Hold on. Yuck. I hate that I find this shit so cool because it's disgusting. If I transform into masturbation motivation, something that's more open to interpretation. Hey, Sophia, I fear you're a battle rapper. Like that is a fucking bar. Yuck.
Your emotional situation, if I transform into masturbation motivation, something that's more open to interpretation.
It's a crazy line. It's dark.
Your desire to understand had popped out of your ass. You're a wide-eyed kitten man. Your jaw one hinge, like a trap door open wide, and in my words will bore like a fucking slip and slide. Sex is everywhere. It's everything you see. It's baked into the every brain. Sex is everywhere, and if it's not in somebody,
and if it's not, somebody will put it there. Facts. It's ridiculous.
Your hands are down your pants, you're settled in for the night. It's time to watch 18-year-olds on a private browser site. But 18 years isn't short enough for you. They have pigtails and Hello Kitty shorts onto a new. They've learned that the
Wait, hold on. How tapped in this fucking zeitgeist am I? I just brought up Hello Kitty. That is funny because it's just something about that. When I think of like not even so much Barbies, but when I think of like Hello Kitty, I think of like like Bratz and all that. Like, you know, like in the gifts that some of these like people and these dudes will sexualize. I don't know. It's just something about it that popped in my head. I don't really have a good explanation for it, but that we were just there's a song that I did a reaction to that I don't think posts yet, but it's talking about how we view adulthood and we view adolescence very strangely, about how somebody will be 17, but then the next day they'll turn 18. And then all of a sudden, all of that 0 through 17 went right out the fucking window because you're 18 now. You're an adult. It really doesn't matter what we do with one another because you're a grown woman now. You're grown. I don't care that you were just a kid yesterday. Today you're an adult. So there's no more treating you like a child because you're not a child. You're full in those 24 hours. Like, there's just something fucking inherently disgusting and gross that is not a common enough attitude for me. There's not enough people out here screaming and yelling about how weird we view young adults and adolescents. And like, as somebody who's the parent to an 11-year-old, that is so strange to me. Him being 11, like, I don't want to put him out there because I don't like talking about my son in these, you know, in this context, but it's just very strange to me that a boy, a girl, a child will one day blink and all of a sudden is now an adult. And that doesn't give enough adults out here pause. That doesn't give enough men out here pause. It's just strange to me. It's odd.
A browser site, but 18 years
it's weird.
Isn't short enough for you. They have pigtails and Hello Kitty shorts onto a new. They've learned that the closer you look like to a kid, the more money you get from a 42-year-old piece of shit. So on screen,
correct.
Touch a dick and act so confused because cluelessness is easier to get off to. There's no blame to push for their base. I'm not trying to seduce you, fuckface. I'll be out in your lawn, covered in slime. I get away with so much shit cause you think I'm hot. Oh, you'll praise the virgin, self-absorbent. You think your penis is very important, but if something's dirty
that's
after
funny.
you touch it, the problem is your hands, dipshit.
I like that. I like this. jarring. But shit, I want that to continue. That visual was so jarring in comparison to, weirdly, almost the childlikeness of the song. There's kind of a weird irony there that the drawing and the subject matter is kind of the juxtaposition to the childlikeness of the song itself. And I wonder if that's intentional. There's something that I wanted to call out when she references that snot on your lawn line, like when it, they'll be out on your lawn covering in snot or something like that. I'm trying to understand, is she referencing like, obviously, somebody being assaulted and whatnot and then being kicked out of their house? Or is it more like, where my Pen 15 fans at? I love Pen 15. I could talk about Pen 15. Like, I don't know if we say penis or if we say Pen 15, but I could talk about that with people forever. And I remember there was a scene where one of the main characters was crying after the act of giving oral. And it made me think of that, like the regret. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm sad that I did it. I did this act and now we're done. Or I know that that's what you're going to want me to do. So now I'm crying on your lawn on my way to your house. I don't know which direction she was maybe going with that line. But the thing about this song that's really interesting to me, and everything that I've said so far about the song, is this would not be a song that I would listen to multiple times, because I think as a song, it's kind of just okay. I think as a poem, the song is fucking outstanding. I think if I heard this song, or if I heard it more as a spoken word, as kind of like a criticisms to not even the patriarchy, but more just the way that we view children and the way that we view children into adulthood, and then the way that we give women a pass who have found the code to infantilizing themselves. I don't know. There's something there where I would enjoy it more dissecting it from a think piece, spoken word poetry, slam poetry perspective than as a song. Now, I don't know Sofia Isella, her catalog much. I'm new to her. I heard the Doll People and now I heard this. So I don't know if this is something that she does often, but I've said this with a lot of other artists that I react to, where they'll have certain songs when I'm like, okay, this is okay as a song. It works much, 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 much better as if I was just reading a poem and just going down the list, because there's so many lines that I could dissect from this if I didn't hear really many instruments and could just hear the lines, if I could just read the lyrics. But there is an innate darkness in this song, even over the Doll People. I would argue that this is as dark as Feed Us Your Girls, because anything that involves innocence being taken away, or anything that highlights people who can't defend themselves being used by men in power as nothing more than objects, immediately rubs me the wrong way and makes, I don't know, like it fills me with a different sense of anger. It fills me with this, like, I almost get more sad than I get angry, because I view everyone who does shit like this and everyone who assaults and grooms kids like this, or who views women in a way that you're actually viewing them as like a little girl. I put everyone in the abusive, bully, you need to have your dick chopped off conversation. Like, everyone is roped in as one collective fucking slug monster, as she puts it, and should fucking die. Like, I ain't advocating for death. I'm just saying, I just think the jarring nature of this one really got me, that I'm going to have to go back and listen to this again. Who's familiar with Rule 34? Show of hands in the comments if you're familiar with Rule 34. All I thought about while listening to the song was that there is sex in everything. There is an innate lustful attitude to anything that we as humans do and can put on the internet. That I go back to that line where she goes, and if there isn't any sex, then they'll put it there, or something, that the way that she put it. And this entire song, I was just so distracted by so many different unfortunate, relatable pieces of content that I've seen on the internet that it just kind of disgusts me, I guess. So whereas I was knee deep in paying attention to the lyrics themselves with my Lydia the Bars and my Morgan St. John's and my Delilah Bond, with this one, I was so distracted from the perspective of a parent and from the perspective of someone who has a young boy getting into his adolescence, that for the first time in a while, I think I was more sickened than listening to it. And then I wonder, is that the point? Like, is that the point of songs like this, where I could sit here and I could digest the lyrics all day, and we could have, like conversations on the dichotomy and the patriarchy and understanding one another and really dissecting what she meant in the third stanza of the fourth line. Is that really the point of all of this? Or is it this modicum of being able to relate to you and being able to have a conversation with you where it's like, holy shit, light bulb, I get what you're saying. I feel the disgust when listening to the song, and disgust is not normally an emotion that I feel. It's It's anger, it's rage, it's frustration, it's sadness, it's exhaustion. It's not normally discussed for one reason or another, maybe because I'm too busy talking about other things or I'm too busy trying to dissect and relate in other ways. But this time I felt disgust. And the closest I've gotten to feeling like that is Feed Us Your Girls with the red sock conversation and going back, rewatching and really understanding that point. But I don't know. I'm just disgusted. And I'm not so much disgusted by my species or my gender. I'm disgusted by human beings that will listen to this song and they won't get it. They'll focus on how maybe it's not their favorite song. They'll focus on, the fact that, see, this is why, it's not me, but I guess I'll apologize on behalf of men. There's a reason why I rarely come on these songs and say that I'm sorry. I think I've done that once or twice in a really unironic way or in an ironic way, I should say, to say that it's stupid that I even have to do that. I think that this is one of those songs where it's so gross and it's so shitty that people are gonna miss the point, and miss the plot. But yeah, this shit is just sad, man. It's like, I'm 36 years old and it just makes me like frustrated and emotional. And I don't even have a daughter. Like, I have a son and I'm frustrated and I'm just like irritated and annoyed because there's such a shitty thing about ripping the innocence of a child away and then taking that innocence and putting it onto older women and repeating that cycle through them somehow. So y'all tell me, go in the comment section. Y'all tell me, what did you get from the song? What did you take away? What did you feel from this? I'm genuinely curious because this one, I feel like out of all of them, this one's a bit different. What did you get? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff while you're down there. I like letting them know, like, no, you can't hide these songs. We're going to talk about them. We're going to listen to them. This is the pocket. We're here. We're not going nowhere. And then let me know, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Wax on, wax off, I'm a Yagi though. I know you see the crane saying you can stop me though. Break bars, make boards like a pocky bro. Coming J-Law hitting like a body blow. Wax on, wax off, I'm a Yagi though. I know you see the crane saying you can stop me though. Break bars, make boards like a pocky bro. Coming J-Law hitting like a body blow. My plan and purpose, moving like a bonsai. Rooted in my roots, brand true, so I try. Kinda go crazy, step in, you might die. Eagle fang, dope side, John Creed's my guy. Words like a chop to the rib cage. Let us form like plots till I get paid. Have ones that came first like I'm sent to A. Spirit set.
God, that song was disturbing.